All right, everyone. Welcome back to us, I guess, not to you. Hello. We're back.
I'm so excited about this race. At this point, we're in the semifinals, so everyone is guaranteed 2 more races, including this one. Either in the 3rd place match or the grand finals match.
It'll be super exciting. So we've got SneakyXD, he, him, over on the left side, and Webcretaire, he, him, over on the right side. I know Sneaky just got like 1852, which is like 10 seconds off his PB in the last run, and I'm sure Web did super great as well. I don't know the exact time, so this will be a really close race.
Looking into their tournament times, and Sneaky has only gotten 18s. He's got an 1842, an 1848, and an 1852. And Webb has 2 18s, an 1854 and an 1840, but then a 1938 for one of the runs. His PP is slightly better at 1838 compared to Sneaky's 1842. But both runners with incredibly low times, and they seem to be running very close to their PBs in the races, with the exception of Webb's 1938.
Which is still a really good time.
Absolutely. It's an incredible time. As anyone who's been watching the tournament can tell. The problem is, in a race like this, any small mistake can be incredibly punishing.
Exactly, yeah. Looks like the racers are counting down. We'll be starting shortly. But yeah, this is super exciting. Can't wait to see what will happen.
At this point, we've been talking about different strats that racers are going to go for, because there are a lot of different options that people have. There are a lot of different geo routes that you can go for. There are a lot of optional skips. There are some skips which are less optional, like ePogo at this level is really not optional. They're almost certainly both going for ePogo, but which ePogo do they go for? So that's always something interesting to watch out for, but I imagine both of them are going to go for most of the most aggressive strats they can.
Yeah, I also feel like at this level, there's like an extent to the safety strats that you want to go for. Like obviously, like in this run, it sucks to die, but these runners are so close in time that they might go for the risky strats just to like chance it, you know? And so the runners are allowed to have their opponents' streams up to see how they're comparing. They don't have to. I know Sneaky did not choose to do so last time, so we'll see if that will like inform any decisions, or if they're just gonna, you know, try to have the best run that they can.
And one other thing which is important to think about, Mika is pointing out that at this point it's the 4th race for these runners. How much stamina do they have? How much are the nerves wearing on them? Do they have the experience continually grinding out runs, or do they usually only do a couple of runs? And at this point, they maybe weren't so sure that they would get this far in the tournament, and they're a little bit tired.
That is true. This is a 1-day tournament, so these runners have been running for the past 4 hours, basically. There was a probably 1-hour break that they had either before their first match or after their first match. So yeah, this is a this is a long time to just like, you know, play Myla. Yeah, they look pretty even on time. You'll see they start at slightly different times, but that's all right. Going on into the Gruzzer drop room on website on the right side. We'll see how this fares. Doesn't get hit. Very nice. Didn't go for the inventory drop, but that doesn't lose too much time. I think he does go for the inventory drop and doesn't get hit as well. Nice.
Now, last race I was talking about Sneaky and not knowing much about them as a runner. We've learned that he is a sub-hour all-skills runner. Do you know about Webcretaire?
No, I don't. I believe that they've run other runs, but I can't tell you exactly off the top of my head what they are. Oh, messes up the gum cycle slightly on website, but that's all right. Packs up pretty quickly. Yeah, this is just like such a fun little tournament in general, since like we're not as familiar with some of these runners, since like the whole goal is to have runners in the tournament that are newer, to, you know, like get them up into the speedrunning scene and stuff. And so it's really cool to see how much like they've all improved to try things out. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Nice statue pogo from Web. And nice statue pogo from Sneaky.
Web got a little bit bullied in the second go room. Lost a little bit of time, lost some health. The health won't be a problem. I say very confidently, and I'm sure I will not caster's curse this.
As Sneaky gets hit.
But it'll be just fine. They've just got to go through. This split is just about really minimizing small time losses. It's about cutting those corners really nicely. It's about making sure you buffer your jumps really well when you're in climbing sections. The real danger starts to come, not necessarily in the next split, though you can lose a lot of time to Balder RNG, but in the split after that is where you can really start to lose runs.
And so here you see they're fighting the technically first boss, I guess, of the run, False Knight. We do skip the rest of the fight, but in that first phase, they both actually got the same RNG, which is the bad RNG, where False Knight hopped backwards twice. It's a little bit slower, but I mean, they both got the same RNG, so it still like puts our runners pretty evenly, and they both got the cycle pretty quickly, so we love to see that. Oh, Miss Sneaky having trouble with some of those jumps, but that's alright. And so you see here, they're coming up on our first spell, VS, and also our only spell.
Just about a second part now.
Yep. Like a 349. Oh, there we have Rick's timekeeper. So they're a second apart. Wow, yeah.
One thing to note, obviously, we do have the load normalizer, so hopefully they will be sticking pretty close together on screen. But Sneaky is 6 seconds ahead just on the timer.
We do use a loadless timer though, so ultimately it'll be who finishes with the loadless timer that's faster, not who finishes first RTA. But, you know, for viewing purposes. Both of their mounts have been looking pretty clean. And
really important to not take any damage in mount, because that damage carries all the way to Hornet.
Nice first spit.
Neither
and okay, 2 first spits. We love that.
And Sneaky picking up Soul Catcher again.
Yep. It's very interesting. Soul Catcher is typically a safer strat for categories that don't need to pick it up. Like technically it's time loss here, but it makes Soul Collection and Green Path a lot comfier. And it worked out really well for him last run, and it seems he's really comfortable with picking up Soul Catcher, so, you know.
And something we didn't point out in the last race is because we don't pick up Shaman, it also helps Soul Collection in City. So it makes it, if you want to get bottom row, that becomes much more comfy. Getting the soul for Gorgeous Husk as well.
And I guess, like, if you need to heal as well, like, it does make getting the Soul Collection for the healing better. Yeah. Alright, so...
Web get bullied.
Alright, 5th spit on Web side, which is not the best. That's the worst that I've seen today, personally. And then to 2nd spit, ooh, with an extra!
Ooh.
Alright, so are we gonna see? Skip. And he gets it! Let's go!
Clean. Very clean.
So yeah, normally on current patch we're not able to go for that fireball skip since we don't have enough soul, but if you are lucky enough to get an extra Balder, you can go for it, and looks like it worked out.
Yeah, and that's one of the ways in which RNG can really come in. Sneaky gained all that time back from picking up Soul Catcher just on that Balder. Thankfully, this run is not largely RNG based. We're not fighting Elder Who.
The TE runner says. Nice fireball skip on Web side. And nice on Sneaky side. Let's go.
Both looking pretty fine on Geo. Both looking great on Soul.
Oh!
One fireball.
So clean.
Little swag there.
Oh.
Oh, unfortunate.
I think they'll probably go for the backup, which doesn't lose too much time. And he gets it.
What, about 4 seconds? 3 or 4 seconds?
Yeah, not too bad at all, especially considering Webb got that 5th spit boulder, so yeah, still doing pretty well.
Brings it back. But like we were saying before, it's such a short run, and so much of it is just execution. We don't have a lot of boss fights, we don't have a lot of RNG in that sense, so any small time difference can really add up.
It looks like Sneaky was trying to go for the 2 fireball strat there, where you kind of bait the Moss Knight into backing up so that your fireball can double. Didn't get it, so he had to take a little extra time to farm up the soul and then shoot the 3rd fireball. Coming up on BFK quick kill. Oh.
Oh.
No soft blocks though. We take those. So Webb did miss the quick kill there, got hit and then wasn't able to get the fireball out, but still was able to clean up. Oh, okay, Sneaky missed it as well, but was able to clean it up as well, so yeah, we take those.
Sneaky quite low on Geo here. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see where he decides to pick up that extra Geo.
It's interesting that Sneaky chooses to like fall down at the Moss Knights. I'm always too scared to go down there because I'm afraid I'm gonna get hit. I also am not quite sure which one's faster. Typically people go on the platforms above, but oh, and Sneaky's healing up to full there. Interesting.
Yeah, I respect it for the safety. Webb, on the other hand, bringing the confidence. I'm not gonna say what I think's gonna happen though. Anything could happen.
Oh my god, okay. I was so scared on that pogo that she was gonna stagger into him, but you know, we're good, we're safe.
Me too.
Both runners picking up the dash.
We're good. We're good. Never had any doubt.
But yeah, like, so I was mentioning the soft lock on VFK earlier. If you kill VFK as it screams, it soft locks. That also happens for other enemies like Soulmaster and THK, but we don't have to talk about that because we don't have to fight them. Alright, and so now we're coming up to probably, I would say, the best split in this category. But it's a Mantis Claw split. There's a ton of really fun movement, mostly a ton of fun falling, and then some pretty tough and tight tricks near the end, so we'll see how this goes for the runners.
Last run we saw Sneaky go for some really cool strats. Not only did he go for a bunch of static slashes in the first main falling room in Fungal Wastes, but he also went for a few other static slashes at other points, such as the room outside Elder Who. I don't know why I'm mentioning Elder Who so much. It's an important reference.
I think Elder Who's just been burned into your brain from all the TE attempts.
Little traumatic.
Webb goes for like the non-hard fall strats, which are cool. And the static slash again from Sneaky. Let's go.
It's both static slashes. Both going over the top. I'll be interested to see which E-Pogo they go for. I imagine with how much soul they're collecting that they'll both go for the 3 fireball E-Pogo. But
yeah, I'm trying to remember. I did see Webb's run earlier. I think he did go for 3 fireball, but we've seen a lot of races today, so apologies if I forgot.
If he does go for the 3 fireball, he's actually gonna have to spend a little bit more time collecting soul now. Sneaky collected extra soul. Room outside Elder Who.
That's true. Sneaky also does have Soul Catcher, remember?
That's also true. I forgot about that. So didn't have to collect quite as much soul as he ended up doing. But...
Ooh, 2 clean E-Pogos almost like simultaneously. You love that. They both did 3 fireball.
6 seconds apart, it seems. No, you're fine.
Coming up on Mantis Pogo.
Well,
nice clean double dashes. Don't even, I think both of them did the actual double dash and not even the second pogo. Let's go. Wow. Picking up their claw.
Right around 10-minute times for both. Very, very good times.
Synchronized quit outs. Wow, okay, yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I mean, it's what I expect in the semifinals of a tournament like this.
Alright, so now our runners are going to be heading on over to Grosmother. This is where the route diverges from like the 90% route, just slightly. We bench in Crossroads instead of at Salubra, and that's going to be the only other bench that we take in this run, since we'll just go, you know, to get our lantern from there. We're going to go to Sea Peaks from there. We're going to go commit crimes from there as well, so that's a little deviation there, but still pretty similar to the 90% route.
Yeah, and again, Web is up 20 geo. So even if Sneaky's a little bit ahead right now, he's likely going to have to spend a little bit more time collecting some of that geo.
There is like a ton of opportunities to collect geo in City, thankfully, and like we've already seen some very different geo routes for which husks they kill and whatnot. So we'll see.
At this point, we're coming up on one of the big run killers, buying Shaman Stone by accident.
What about doing TE Shadeskip?
TE Shadeskip is just optimal. It's an easier Shadeskip. It's a little bit slower, but it's so much more consistent.
Well, so again, like I mentioned, the difference between 90% and like there is one Shadeskip, which we are doing here, which happens in a lot of different runs. But in this run, they go from the left, which normally TE Shadeskip goes from the left, but the normal like any percent Shadeskip doesn't. So that actually threw me off when I ran this category one time. So here, since we're not benching at Salubra, it's actually faster-ish to like be taking intentional damage tanks here, because you are going to have to die without benching before.
So Web doesn't go for it, so Web is going to have to take a whole bunch of damage tanks here. Only gets the one damage tank going in, and it's going to have to take 4 very slow damage tanks on the way out.
He did go for an inventory knockback there, which is a current patch strat. So if you open inventory as you're getting hit, you don't get knocked back as far. So, yeah. But yeah, you can definitely see, like, Sneaky died faster. I think both runners are probably, yep, hitting the bell, and then we'll moving on to Shadeskip.
Very good.
Sneaky going for that inventory drop, but missing it first try.
Thankfully makes it the second try. Saves a little bit of that time back. It's very interesting. A lot of runners go for different little mannerisms as they're going out the game, whether it's slashing or doing little bunny hops in the beginning. But Sneaky goes for a lot of like tiny jumps while dashing, which I find so interesting. You shouldn't lose time as long as you hit the ground again by the time your dash cooldown's back up. It's just not something that I see anyone do.
Alright, switched audio a bit to Sneaky's, but went to our favorite little blue lake there. Ooh, wait, I just realized that both runners are going for that hit of soul there. There's a little soul totem behind a hidden wall there that you can hit from the floor, and it'll just top you off a little bit on soul, which both of them are quite healthy on the soul meter, actually.
Both of them choosing to heal. I really respect this decision. It's so easy to take damage in City, whether in bottom row here, whether in Gorgeous Husk. And there's the intentional damage tank.
And we see the geo farming already starting on Sneaky's side.
Yep.
Getting that top row.
Roughly tied in geo now.
Yeah, City is a very scary split to die in, since you have to Shadeskip to get here. So if you die, you either can't finish your run, or you have to go for some interesting like geo backups, depending on where you die, in order to continue on.
For bottom row. This is something that we talked about at the end of the last race. Sneaky's an all-skills runner, and in all skills, as Chris would know better than me, you get top and bottom row.
No, we don't get top, we just get the bottom.
Really?
Yeah, the top is very interesting. I wonder if that had to do with him being lower on geo, because I don't remember him getting the top row last time. Oh, okay. Web did not fall. Let's go.
Maybe that's why I don't have sub hour. I spend so much time getting top row.
A lot of people have different geo routes, like in all skills as well. City is just like such a great place to farm since there's just random husks in your way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, so we see both runners here doing the Bully, Gorgeous Husk, and a Corner strat, which is the faster strat for when you only have base VS and no Shaman. Sneaky is kind of taking some hits on Gorgeous Husk as well, which is a little unfortunate.
Both of them healing up.
Yeah, Sneaky does do a lot of just like flashes.
Yeah.
Oh, Web getting these rows. Makes sense.
Interesting.
And then we'll have the lever enemies and we'll be good. Yeah, so you want 750 by the time you get to Lem. So this makes sense on Web's side. And then Sneaky's good on Geo.
It's so close so far. But still, we're coming up on some of the most volatile sections of the run. You've got to hit Raptor Skip. You've got to make sure that you're getting what can go really wrong of the pogo on the flying sentry, or of the standing sentry, but that one's a little tighter. Then you got to get through peak.
Oh no! Oh! So what happened there on website, there was a little bit of a lag frame from killing the other benchfly, so he wasn't able to get the pogo, so that's a little unfortunate. Sneaky getting the Raptor Skip though.
Thankfully the backup isn't that much slower, but it is absolute time loss, especially considering how clean Sneaky was in his setup.
Yeah. Gets up though, pivoted quickly to the elevator, which is good, and then got some decent RNG from the Rava to pogo up there. So, going over to Lem and mash like you've never mashed before. JK, wrong category. Oh, did Sneaky do the Fireball Stall again? I wasn't even watching. Yeah, he did that last run to like get to the wall, and it's so swag.
Love the exact geotype.
Alright, yeah, so it does look like that Raptor Skip did lose Web some time. I think at one point, but by the fountain, I think Web was ahead, but then Sneaky just had a cleaner Raptors, so that's just how the city split goes.
It's these little things. Wow, Web almost forgetting Lantern. That would have been disastrous.
Oh, and then Sneaky having trouble with the lever. Ah, that lever is rude. And that
Absolutely.
wall.
The jump is awful. This split has several really tight jumps.
Alright, so runners are buying Lantern, quitting out, and then we'll be heading to Peaks, which is a very movement heavy segment. There's a ton of cycles, and if you like mess up one jump, basically, your cycles change a little bit. So it's fun and scary. There's also a ton of intentional damage tanks you can take that are faster, but also obviously scarier, so we'll see what the runners decide to do.
Tons of different strats. This is one of the things which is so interesting to me about Peak. Even at a high level, people go for different strats here. Sneaky with a quick toll, very nice.
Very good. And Web as well. Nice lane.
I like saying there's only one intentional damage take now. Perhaps for the people who are up to date with their strats, but
also
sometimes...
Perhaps... Sorry.
No, go ahead. Oh!
Oh! Oh, so close.
No.
Okay, so Web's going for Pogax, gets it eventually. It's really RNG on this patch, but I mean, still showed off the swag. But yeah, so there are some damage tanks that are not intentional anymore, but if you like mess something up, then you can go for a damage tank. Like Sneaky going for that laser. Ah.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll just get hit when going for God Pixel. If I don't get God Cycle. I do go for the damage tank in the room Sneaky's in right now, just because it's more consistent for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Interesting. Oh, I guess like they both want the fireball for the peak cycle room. Because they both intentionally hit the Ziglim back for that hit of soul.
It's interesting because Sneaky has significantly more soul than he needs.
So it looks like he did not get inventory drops, and then Web got the first one, but not the second one. But that's okay.
Is Web on 1.4? That looked like it was supposed to be a turnaround item dash.
I'm not positive.
Sneaky with the turnaround for that fireball. That is something that you generally only see very high level runners do.
Web is on 1432, okay. Thank you, Quado. Underplat, woo. Will
Both
we get a second?
on 1 health through the gauntlet. Both
and another underplat, woo. 1 health underplats are the best underplats. Change my mind. You won't.
And it's close. It's close. If Sneaky doesn't have clean movement, if he gets caught up somewhere, it may slip out of his hands.
Right, it's really just the movement. How fast can you kill Myla?
How do you collect your soul? How are you gonna do the movement? Are you gonna do the C dash?
The C dash, true. The only C dash in this round that saves time.
Sneaky missing some soul, getting caught up with the Vengefly here. Things are gonna be close.
Web had a
Web
cleaner
not collecting
movement,
soul.
but no soul. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's these decisions.
Both do not go for the C dash. $18.54. Oh, okay, that's a GG for Sneaky. Wow, they were 5 seconds apart. Oh my gosh.
Great.
GG.
So close throughout the race. Both
So
sub
close.
19 in a race setting within 20 seconds of their PBs. Roughly 21.
That was really fun to watch. GG's to both runners.
Wow.
Wow.
What a clean race.
All right, we will see if they want to join for an interview. But wow, yeah, that was so exciting to watch.
I'm very excited to see what's in store for the last matches. I obviously was not able to see the other semifinals match. But with the consistency that these two showed, I can only imagine that there are great things to come in both the other matches.
Yeah, GG Sneaky, GG Web. How are y'all feeling?
Thank you.
Like, I actually, like, I really don't know if I won or not.
It was really close. Wait, did you see the final times yet?
No, I didn't. I only know mine.
Oh, yeah, so GG's to Sneaky, you got an 18.54. Web, you got an 18.59. So 5 seconds
Let's
apart.
go.
So close.
In both the other matches.
GG Sneaky.
Yeah, GG Sneaky, GG
And it was so
yes.
close throughout. I think that there was not a single point where you all were 10 seconds apart. Just an incredible race all around.
It came down to pocket. That's true. Yeah, Web, do you normally go for, or like, how did that Pogax setup feel for you?
That Pokex, yeah, that was kind of improvisation, obviously. I wondered before starting the tourney if I should like be really stubborn for Pogax or go the other way around. But usually when I go the other way around, I lose like 3 HP and it's catastrophic. So I just persevered, and yeah, I've noticed in my practice that most of the time, if I stick to the left wall, I can kind of improvise something. So yeah, that was a huge time loss, but I'm glad I stick to this strat.
Yeah, I was also really unfortunate with the rafter skip. You got the like freeze frames from killing that Vengefly, which was unfortunate. I think in City there was like just a ton of flip flopping between both of y'all for who was ahead and who wasn't. And ultimately it was Sneaky had a really clean rafters with the swag turnaround fireball as well.
Yeah, my skip was pretty bad. I rarely fail it, but when I fail it, it's always for this reason when I pogo a little bit too early. So yeah, that's not unusual, unfortunately. And yeah, I was really low on Geo for all of City, basically. I didn't really like the RNG of how the Husk were just after taking the journal, so I didn't kill them, but maybe I should have.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. And Sneaky, do
I
you?
was
Sorry,
wondering. No,
Pick you
please
go.
go ahead.
Pick go. Pick go. Pick go.
I was wondering throughout because for a large period of time you were 20 geo behind
Yeah.
Sneaky, and I was wondering where you were planning on picking it up.
Yeah,
But
I
it seems
realized
like
like
you don't
benchmarking
necessarily have.
gave me like a really low amount of geo.
Sorry, could you repeat yourself? I didn't hear.
Like benchmarking gave me like a really small amount of geo.
Yeah,
And I thought about that like the whole run.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
it's
do
like went
you?
full genocide mode.
Okay. Yeah. Because I didn't remember you killing the top row above King Station last run, but you did this time, and that surprised me. But you were also like a little low on Geo, so I think that made sense.
And like I don't know why, but like this run, only this run, I was like a lot less nervous. Like except like for the other runs.
Yeah, that is true. How are both of y'all feeling? You have been. This is your third or fourth run of the day. Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling pumped? I guess like the earlier races probably helped shake out some nerves, but I don't know. How are you feeling?
I mean like I'm not tired at all
Ooh.
because I'm pretty excited to like finish this. It's like that
Yeah.
kind of
At
stops
the
me for being tired.
Yeah, I'm not tired either. I played really poorly at the very beginning of the run, like getting hit by Ventrise for no reason. But that's usual for me because I had a really, really good time for my standard on the previous race, and I can never recover really quickly when I get a really good run. Like I cannot play well just after. So yeah, it was a bit hard, a rough beginning, but after that I was in a pretty good mindset, I'd say.
Still a sub 19, and frankly, any sub 19 where you're missing Pogex for that long and you miss Raptor Skip is a very good time.
I think Webb, you also had a longer BFK kill than I think you both missed the quick kill, but Sneaky backed it up pretty quickly. I think before the scream, and then Webb you backed it up after the scream. So yeah, like sub 19 with like these tiny mistakes is so good. Your movement was so clean for both of y'all.
Yeah, my VK was pretty bad indeed. I never, if I fail the quick kill, I never go for killing it before the scream because of the soft lock and because I didn't practice it at all. So yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
We do love
Also,
not soft
apparently
locking.
I got another sub 10 claw. I don't know how. Like a 956.
What? Oh, and sorry, I just opened your I see your splits. That was also a gold. Let's go. Webb, did you get any golds
Yeah.
this run?
No, I was behind the whole time. Basically,
Ah.
I lost time in every single split.
But still like running such really great times, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'm usually ahead all the way until Lem and then I'm behind and never PB.
Oh,
That is often how it can go.
Like
Yeah, that's when
it's
you're
been
running
like
against
that since the
balance.
first round when I got this PB, the 1842.
yeah, peaks and city can be really really mean.
Your PBs were so close to each other, and like Rick's, our wonderful timekeeper in chat, was saying, the largest time difference was 7 seconds, which happened twice.
7 seconds.
Yeah, and
Wow.
that must have been like nearly from the beginning because I lost like 5 or 6 seconds in the first room of Crossroads. So we must have been playing pretty similarly throughout the whole run.
I believe. Could you give us a reminder on what your PBs are for chat?
1938.
And to me it's 1848, I think.
So Webb,
Or sorry, no, 1842.
Mm-hmm.
what happened at the beginning there, which brought you back, you were about 4 seconds behind, I think. But
Yeah.
then Sneaky got a first spit Balder and then a second spit, so he could do the fireball skip in the first room, whereas you got a 5 spit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got a pretty awful Baldur RNG, that's
Yeah.
true. That's probably not enough time, to clear the 6 second gap, but still pretty bad Baldur RNG.
Yeah, I just like intentionally wait on the second boulder, like the green path boulder, to see like if he's gonna spit another boulder out, so I can maybe do the fireball skip, and that's exactly what happened.
Cool. We are gonna head and go to BRB and start setting up for bronze. Again, as a reminder, this is not the last of both of these runners. Sneaky will be competing in the golds over on HKAC. And Web will be back on here competing for the bronze. So yeah, do you have any last words, both of you?
No. No.
I just wanted to thank you both, the commentators. Also, I forgot to do it last run, but last run was commentated by Insomnia, and I wanted to thank them for all the advice they have been giving to all the runners. That has been really helpful throughout the preparation.
True, we do love Somni. All right, GG both of y'all again. And good luck in the last round.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, we will be back.